All right, good morning, everyone. It is March 4th, 5:32 a.m. Wow, what a good weekend. What a good week. Let's go get it. We have a lot of things brewing up in the news. Can you see that Elon Musk bought a 9% stake in Twitter? That's the news today. However, we're going to dive into it today because this week is kind of dismal. We don't expect a lot going on, but the FOMC meeting is on Wednesday. So all eyes on Wednesday. We're going to see how far up we go. I don't suspect we're going to go far up. We've rallied pretty nicely. And again, I think the key thing at part that everybody's noticing is that basically is the Fed balance sheet. How soon are they going to start selling their equities or getting in? And they're in a tough spot right now. If you have access to the Patreon page, I give you a whole access of my thoughts and my projections of what is going to happen. What are the headwinds that are moving ahead as far as the macroeconomics views for moving forward. So how to prepare, how to be ready, and what to look for. But as far as the moves for today, if you want access to that, it's on the Patreon page. It's on the link below. But let's go get it. Let's find out what's happening today and find out, let's go get it. All right, let me move here. All right, let's go. All right, so as far as the market ahead, we have this one right here. It is Wednesday. So FOMC meeting's on 2 o'clock, and they just want to know exactly. I think it's not about the red Fed rate hikes. I think that's known. The plan was laid out, and he also gave himself an out to figure out, okay, well, if we need to increase it faster, that is thrown out there. The market knows that, okay? The main thing is how quick are they going to start unloading their equity? So if you go to, let me see if I can find it real quick for you guys. If you go to Fed assets 2022, then we can go here. It's going to punch you up to the Federal Reserve, and I think it's Fred. So just I think it's one of these. So you have your Fed assets right here. There's another site. I always forget it. It's this one right here. So you go to Fred and you can see what the total assets has been. As you can tell for 2022, they have still been haven't really unloaded yet. We want to know, these are all the assets that the Fed has owned. When are they going to start unloading? Okay, so that's the key thing here that the overall market wants to know. Again, so right there. The other news is going to be Thursday, the jobless claim, because jobs are going to be in effect as part of the whole Fed policy, right? Is how do we increase rates and keep the jobs up high enough that could enable us what's called a soft landing. Very tough task to do, but that's what is up ahead. So is he going to be able to do it? Don't know. As far as if we were consider probabilities probably say not really, very low probability. But again, we're going to be taking some action. Jamie Dimon's in the news as well. Let me see here. Jamie Dimon is talking about basically that this Russian thing, they're going to take a hit. It's around $1 billion. Also on Friday, I mentioned that there was $20 billion in equities to sell end of quarter. Well, that was actually Jamie Dimon. That was JP Morgan actually making the announcement. Jamie Dimon told you that they were going to told us $20 billion to sell, and don't know if that has been already done, rectified. So don't know. However, I do know is that the equities they're not up high enough today, but we'll see. That can all change in the next 30 minutes. As far as the inverted yield curve, that is something that a lot of people are talking about on Twitter and on FinTwit. Nothing to be concerned about just yet, but if it stays here long enough, then more than likely, this could precede a recession, which would be very bad for equities. That means no growth. So something to consider. Also wrote that on my Patreon page, but look at that and deep discussion there. What else to look at as far as the Twitter shares? Twitter shares, Elon Musk, more than 25% after Elon Musk takes 9% stake in social media company. Is this the reason why he sold off his, Tesla shares? He's really interested in buying this. Now, is he going to make a difference? Don't know. But one thing we do know, everything Elon touches turns to gold. So this is definitely going to hit ball Twitter. We'll be watching Twitter, and I'm going to add that as far as the movers for today, see if that works out. Let's see if that can get some eyes. All right, so weekly plan beyond charts, we got that. As far as the earnings play, there really isn't much going on. The only thing I would say keep an eye on would be probably Nova Gold on Tuesday, and Telray's a wheat stock. And then these are retail here. Maybe they're going to tell us if the supply chain issues are going to keep going. So nothing really playable here, but just something to keep an eye on to wording they're using to express any insights into what the economy is doing. Twitter, Tesla, and Starbucks are all moving today. All right, so let's dive into it. Let's dive into what is moving. So overall, what we do here, we're going to be looking at the over market sentiment. This was from the actual class on Wednesday that we did. Video is out, so for those who don't have it, let me know if you haven't got access to that. We recorded it and it is out. So as far as the SPX right now, XPX, like I noticed, and I'll share this with you guys, we've been in a sideways consolidation pattern, really tight trend. Actually, we've been in a sideways consolidation pattern since, believe it or not, since right around, sometimes you don't know these things until you actually take a step back. But right since about July, so we've been going sideways since like July, right? Actually, if you want to take a little further out, maybe even June, we've been going sideways, right? So we went up to here, but then you saw that this kind of turned to a sideways consolidation. So we're in a range here. We're range around between 4,200 and 4,700, which is around 500 points, but still kind of range round. And then there's a little range in between here. Now, so we're climbing here. So what's going to happen today, and I think it's going to be an integral part, we broke below the 200-day moving average, and we're retesting it. So can we bounce here? Can we go higher? Key level to watch here is 46.38. If we can regain that, there is a little bit of a bull flag here. And can we regain it? We're still pretty bullish here, but if this crosses over, then more likely we're going to retest the 50. Break the 200, retest to 50, and no golden cross here. So remember, this is the death cross. The opposite of the 200 and the 50 will be a golden cross. That means we rally a little bit higher. But I'm pretty contrarian trader right now. So basically, we're pretty far up. I see a lot of profit taken in, and considering what the headwinds are moving forward, we're going to come upon earnings season. I don't think that the season is going to be very, very robust, considering that we have supply chain issues and we still have a Ukraine-Russia war that is putting more pressure on the supply chain issues. Also, there is a threat that is growing. I'm watching it in China about the coronavirus mutating, and they're closing down Shanghai. So, key things to watch out there. But all eyes are going to be on FOMC minutes on Wednesday. All right, so right now we're looking pretty good. So let's look at the NASDAQ climbing as well, climbing right below the 61st retracement, which is 15,352. You can tell that we kind of hit our head there, and the 200-day moving average. If we can break above 15,360, then more likely that will be very bullish. Can we do that? I don't know, but we definitely resisted above 50, and we're trading right now below the 51st retracement. And let me expand this for you guys so you guys can see this a little bit. Not that one. And the 38 retracement here. So again, can we bounce off this 14,476? If we do, then that will be very, very positive. Russell having a hard time above the 38 retracement. So we're between the 23rd and 38. Let's see if we can hit up to the 50 and the 60, but much weaker than the other two. Let's see what happens here. So again, As far as the VIX, we had a very good, this was a bullish run. VIX has been dying down. We're actually right at 20. Let's see if we can remain below 20, and that it might be a signal to us that we're going to go higher. But as far as this morning, fear risen a little bit, not too much, not too concerning. I think the key level we're going to watch, and as you can tell, I'm going to put this little one on here. I have a lot of key levels here, boom, 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 just because it never hit on the way up. But let's see, this is just going to alert me that we're probably going to drop a little bit lower. If we start hitting maybe this one, we're going to drop a lot lower. This one, a lot lower. That means more fear has entered the marketplace, and people are getting ahead of the FOMC minutes meetings on Wednesday. Remember, they all want to know when is the Fed going to start unloading their balance sheet. We don't know when that's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. We just don't know the date. So remember, the market likes to know information, and if it doesn't know it, then it's going to get priced in. This Treasury notes, we like it in this area here. Okay, we're good. As far as the E-minis right now, okay, my thing is a little bit delayed, but that's okay. We're not really moving pre-market. But right now, as we speak, we're at 45.40, 45.50, 45.49. So looking not too bad, pretty good. As far as what I had, my line in the sand here, let me just go in here. Let me see what kind of setup I have here. Oh, darn it. I was not showing you. FYI. Thank you. All right. I'm going to show you again. All right. So what are we looking at here? We have, let me start over real quick. All right, so this is the overall markets right here. We have 46.40, 46. So this is great, very low where the E-minis are at. And we are 45.50, which puts us 45.60. So it puts us right above the 50-day moving average on the hourlies, which is a plus. Let's see if we can hold that. If we can hold that, then we could probably bounce off higher here. And 45.60 puts me above the 50-day on the 15-minute time frame. So that's looking pretty good as far as a robust. And can we go maybe a little bit higher? And again, if we stay in this range, that might be pretty good. As far as what are we looking at? I think you guys can see this now. Yeah, you should be able to see that. Let me take myself off because, okay, we got that. Okay, as far as the VIX, this is what I was telling you. The VIX has been dying down. If we remain below 20, that's pretty bullish. I put my alerts here at 20.86 and 21.52 just to let me know if these start hitting, then we're probably going to go lower. So again, my thought is, my gut feeling is this: we're probably going to go up into Monday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. Don't know what's going to happen, right? So again, are we going to go super up? Don't know. We do have some good news in Twitter, and Twitter being bought by Elon, and everything he touches turns to gold. I think it's going to be a very positive note. Let's dive into that right now. As you can see, pre-market, this is now about 15. We got 45 minutes into the open. Google is rallying a little bit. These I won't know. Amazon. So the Amazon won the antitrust case. So it should rally, but it's not rallying enough. We do have a squeeze here. Let's see if it can take it out. We're going to look at this from multiple perspectives. Tesla should be higher. They came out with delivery numbers this past weekend, and they did exceptionally well. The only thing with Tesla is that it's not high enough for me right this moment, which is telling me that maybe something is up. IRCG starting to rally, and we have CMG. All right, we have a lot to cover here. Let's see if we can dive into it. Zoom squeezing a little bit, Coinbase squeezing, HubSpot. We have, okay, and then we're going to look at over here and see what's going on here. Okay, so this is the same one as that one. Okay, all right, so I have to, let's get rid of that. Okay, we'll get rid of that one. And okay, so let's go in I had the chips up there. All right, so let's go into the usual suspects. I'm going to start with the SPY. Okay, so spiders. I don't know why. Okay, there's that one. Interesting. Okay. Gotta be a 200. All right. So spiders. Okay, so we're in the hourlies. Spiders is basically. Is this pre-market? Okay. So spiders right now, pre-market, it is rallying here a little bit. Let's see what happens. As I say rally, it goes the other way. So we're noticing actually selling off a little bit. 452. Let's see. Anything can change. If it can regain 456, they're going to be looking pretty good. But right now, MACD's look like it wants to come up. MACD's look like it wants to come up a little bit. So still coming up. It might test at 456. What happens there's another story. Again, on the 15-minute time frame, did break up a little bit higher. But let's see what happens here. So again, this is the daily. Okay, so I was teaching 15. That's hourly. Okay, on the 15-minute time frame, breaking through, might come back and retest this 452 and maybe bounce here. So watch 452, see how it reacts there, because if it breaks down, it's going to retest 449. If it bounces higher, it can probably go up to 456. See what happens there, and then there's some headwinds up in this area around the 460 area, right in there. So watch those. As far as the 1 minute chart right now, it is selling off. Let it sell off. This will probably last about 30 minutes, and then just in time for the close. Let's see if it can start rallying up, which will probably, let's say if they take it up to 452, and then we'll see from there at the open. So that'd be a good little stop. All right, Qs looking a little bit better. Again, looks like it's probably still have some weakness here in the mornings. Probably going to come back to 361. And then let's see if it can rally there. Selling off pre-market on the 1 minute time frame, that's fine. It's in alignment, 30 minutes, and then we'll see what happens at the close. 361 on the Qs on the 1 minute. It's going to put you right in here. Can it rally back up to that 363? And then what happens there? So again, 363, 364 is going to put you right at that 50. Can we rally? If we break here, then that's going to be a robust day, and we probably can start going a little bit higher. So again, we have a bull flag occurring on the dailies. Let's see if we can get some momentum to the upside. IWM again hitting his head at that 50, right at that 208. Which coincides with this peak right here, 208. Pretty strong. Trying to go pre-market, This is opposite than the other two, but again, has to come back down to 207, maybe even 206, and then rally up, maybe back up to 208, and then start rallying. On the downside, you have 205. And remember, this is the ETF for RUT, which every point is about 10 points. So so even though it's 1 point, it's 10 points on the RUT. Okay, we're looking at Google. Google starting to rally here, 1 minute time frame. So we're rallying here. We have a nice little squeeze that occurred on Friday. Can it get momentum? Okay, so it looks like it's trying to get momentum. Let's see how high it can go. More than likely, we see momentum occurring still. Can it get up to that 28.26? Possibly, right? And if it takes that out, then you have 28.54. If it gets there, it could probably bounce lower and maybe start getting into the 27.80, maybe even 27.66. But again, those are the levels for Google. Amazon broke just won the antitrust case, so Amazon could probably squeeze in here beautifully on the 15-minute time frame. Let's see what happens there. We had a sell-off. I mean, this is a major sell-off, right? And we're squeezing. Can it rally today? How do we know? Again, this is probably going to pull back to around 32.71, right? Let it pull back a little bit. and we're starting to see this on the hourly, starting to get some headwinds here. So more likely it's probably going to hit that 33.24, hit the 50-day right in here, which coincides with these highs right here. And let's see what happens when it takes that. But it's getting some momentum here. If the market can turn green today, I think Amazon can lead the charge. So watch Amazon. As far as Tesla, with Elon buying it, okay, it's going the opposite way. Had strong deliveries. Let's see what happens to Tesla. I want to look at this from a daily perspective, just see where it's at. All right, Tesla, nice little rally. Didn't really sell off pretty hard. We have a nice bull flag pattern here. So again, let's see if we can put it's selling off into the open, which is fine. It can turn around in the next 30 minutes. Let's see what happens, see how low it goes. Right now it's coming to the 50-day. Can it hold that, which is around 1088? Let's see if the buyers can come in at that level. If not, it's probably going to go maybe sideways here. We have this sideways consolidation. We have a lot of buyers coming in at 1070. 1070 is a strong area. But let's see if it can hold at 1080. Ideally, I would like it to hold at 1080. If it can hold this 1088, then more likely it's telling me that it's probably going to run into the open. But let's see. Let's see what happens. We have it all lined up. This is exactly where we have it on the 50, on the 15-minute time frame, at the 50 on the hourlies. We just need momentum to start shifting, showing us a little momentum. Right now it's going downward, but if the line can spread to the upside and start rallying, then Tesla could rally. Let's see. Anything is possible. All right. ISRG. ISRG is looking pretty fabulous right now, okay? This is medical sales. We have a tight squeeze that occurred last week on ISRG on the daily perspective. And let's see if it can continue rallying, okay? Remember, this thing has been sold off pretty hard. And now if we look at it from the hourly point of view, then you're seeing sideways consolidation, starting to rally. Right now, pre-market, selling off. Let's see what happens. But right now, it's getting close to the 50 on the hourlies. It's at the 50 in the 50-minute time frame. Watch this one early. If it can take out 307, it could probably go to 320 pretty easy. But it's being bought. If you can get it around 300, gets a nice little bounce there, then it's looking pretty good. But this one looks pretty solid. CMG, looking pretty good. Again, headwinds right at 1613. Pretty strong headwinds there. This is looking a little bit weaker. Even though we're rallying, we're getting a divergence here. It's going up as the MACDs are going down. So watch the MACDs. If this starts turning, then it's going to give me that this is probably going to start selling down and breaking that 50. 1577. This one I'm liking to the downside. And this is for multiple reasons. I've gone out to eat here in LA this weekend, and I've noticed that the restaurants are pretty empty. A lot of things has to do with high gas prices and inflation. So I think that, families are starting to cut back, and I'm noticing less and less people eating out. So at some moment, this will affect CMG. I am noticing this divergence here. I'm just noticing at what moment is this going to start affecting these guys? And it will, because these guys raise their prices quite a bit. But pre-market right now is looking pretty high. It's at the 50. Let's see if we can take out 1613. That's pretty hard. Pretty hard. If it takes that out, then I'm wrong, and this thing's going to rally. But 1613 is pretty hard. Let's look at Twitter, because that is popping right now. And Twitter, there it goes. This is Elon. So let's see. Let's break this down. Let's see if there's a trade here for today. So Twitter, again, rallied. Tight squeeze. Did somebody know about this last week? I think they did. We have earnings coming up on April 28th. Again, everything Elon just touches turns to gold. So let's see what happens here. Right now, pre-market, we're open at $47. This is a strong rally. Can it continue? Does it have legs? So let's see. That's how we're going to break down. We're going to use the system here beyond charts and see if we can grab some plays here for today, especially on movers. So on the hourlies right now, you don't play. We don't have a play here. It's at $39. Top heavy. They're selling it off at 51. This is where the sellers are coming in. Does it have legs to continue higher? So ideally, it looks like it still can go, but now I'm going to look at it from a 50-minute time frame to see if we can get an entry. All right, 50-minute time frame. We see the sellers coming in at 51. Looks like it needs to die down. This is telling me more than likely is either going to consolidate sideways or come back down. Let it come up and meet the 50, and let's see if we can get a play off a bounce. So MACD should come lower and then set up a play off 0 or somewhere here off the 50-day moving average, and then that could be a continuation pattern. Just make note that 51 is where the sellers came in. So what does that mean? That means that probably they're going to be there. The bulls are going to meet the sellers, and we need to take those out. Again, so let's see if that is a play there. If I zoom out here, and I'm going to put this back to the hourly chart here, I'm going to be looking at the 1-minute chart, and I'm going to see here if there's a play. So right now, buyers are coming in right at that $46 area. Okay, 46, and as we can see, 46 right there. Looks like it probably wants to die out, looking bullish. It's probably going to come down to around this 46, 45, maybe stay sideways here for a second. Let's see. So watch Twitter early, see if it can rally up and look for a nice opportunity. What else are we going to look at? We got SPY, we got Twitter. Nothing here. Chips or NVIDIA, Apple, Shopify. Everything's not up enough. Nothing's up enough. See any questions? All right, no questions here. All right, guys. All right. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin right here. Now, Bitcoin, below the 200-day moving average here on Bitcoin. Okay, rally, nice rally. We have a bullish. This is a flag pattern, bull flag pattern. Let's see if we can break out. Losing momentum here. Let's see if it either comes back down or remains sideways for another leg up maybe this week. MicroStrategy starting to rally up nicely. So is Ethereum right at that 200-day moving average. Okay, trying to figure out. All right, so that's we got Bitcoin and Ethereum out the way. Let's see if there's anything else here that is starting to move. Amazon maybe. ISRG is looking pretty good pre-market. Coinbase. Let's look at Coinbase. Okay, Coinbase squeezing on the dailies. Okay, squeezing on the dailies. Okay, so 194 for Coinbase. Starting to rally up here. Can it get to 193, 194? See what happens there. Squeezing pretty nice on the 15-minute time frame. With Bitcoin up, can it get to 194, which puts me right in this area here, 193. Possibly we can do that. Setting up nicely. I'm liking this for a play up. Maybe add the 195, maybe the 200 calls on the upside. On the downside, but it looks like momentum. It can just probably stay here for a second. We're going to see if this rally, this momentum rally is going to be up or sideways. If it's up, has 193, 194. If it's sideways, then it's going to be a time bomb and it's not going to work out today. We'll see at the open how this works out. Roku just moved. So Roku is moving. Don't know what the news is on Roku, but again, let's check out Roku. Roku just moved. Okay, so Roku just moved. Pre-market 131 broke above the 50 on the dailies. This is another squeeze. Okay, above the 50. I don't know what's happening on Roku. Some news just broke out. Don't know what it is. Roku starting to move. 129. This might move early. I don't know what the news is, but we like it. Pre-market action here. Where can it go? Selling here. Moving here. Broke to 50. I don't know what the news is, but let's see. It can start maybe going down. See if I can find out what the news is on Roku real quick. Roku. Okay, Roku. Let's see. Any news? Nothing on my end. Okay, Roku latest 4K AirPlay 2 streaming media players go on sale to start week from $30. I don't think that's news. Don't know what the news is on Roku. If you know, let me know. All right, guys, that's all we got for today. That's all we have for today. So we have a couple of plays. Let's just look at Twitter. Look at Tesla. Let's see if this market can be robust early at the open. Let's see. That's what we got. Just go out there, go get it. Set your calls, set your puts play. 603. Just chill, relax. Let the trade come to you. And go out there, go get it. All right, guys. Take care. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right, take care. And if you haven't subscribe. All right, bye-bye.